Hi there. I think it's May 28th today, 2019. Just giving an update on the Ascension energies. The energies were super intense yesterday. And I think a lot of that has to do with spinning. Because if you do a little bit of studying of the literature of Barbara Marciniak in the Keys to the Living Library, the teachings of the Pleiadians, she talks about spinning. And yesterday I spun probably over 150 times. And this spinning causes you to come into greater coagulation with the source energy chakra systems, as well as alignment with other worlds that you travel to. And that's another thing I wanted to mention, is that Solaris, I should say, also wants to mention it, because this is, you could say this is the solar logos that is coming through me that I'm channeling. So what I'm channeling is that the source energy chakra system and the ability to travel off-world and the ability to become conscious in what some would call the dream world is not actually the dream world a lot of the time. It's actually the multidimensional realm. And if you interpret your dreams as something that you use to alter the systems of consciousness on the earth, then you can begin to come into a faster ascension process and leave the planet at will, and be able to manifest back on the planet as you wish through Solaris. So that's something that's mentioned in music. You know, if you look at the music of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, in one of their songs, Anthony sings, "When to descend to amend for a friend." And that descension, you could say, is from Solaris, or the sun, because the sun is a sentient being and also a way portal. So it's a way portal as well as a sentient being. And this way portal that the sun is a part of, Solaris is ascended. So right now there's still some time left before the mass ascension occurs, but soon Gaia will be an ascended living library, and it will also be coming into greater harmonic convergence and alliance with the other 12 libraries, as there will be a harmoniversal, universal, oceanic tidal wave of light. And this is something that will affect many universes, the ultraverse, which has been created through the collective conscience and conscious of the divine mind, which is a part of what I am. There is a part of me that's connected to my higher self, and this divine mind has, with the collective conscience and consciousness of humanity and all that is, created a scenario where this ascension is being accelerated a lot at this time. And the collapse of the 3D time capsule, or the consciousness of the third dimension is coming. You know, it's in process. And today feels like it's definitely, I'm just going to do updates like this every day to try to keep myself in alignment with what I'm moving towards, which is an ascension process and reunion and union, and a shift, a very, very beautiful shift. So it feels like today, you know, in my experience of what's happening, there was a shift. You could say that the keepers of time, who the Pleiadians consider their teacher, and I am the prime creator, and the Pleiadians consider them their teacher, which is amazing because I feel like I am constantly remembering what I already know, and also being taught by Source Creator, which is my higher self, and also my divine feminine, one of my divine feminine counterparts, because this reality is a co-creative endeavor that's led by the star mother goddesses, and then you could say I'm a transmitter of energy and presence and concordance with Solaris, and of course Gaia. But Gaia is it phases, you know. It's the Gaian mind has not completely overcome a history, you know. There's still that's another Chili Pepper song. They say history's so strong, you know, and that history is something that is an illusion that humanity has been thrown into, that very quickly they'll be brought out of it as the third dimension collapses and the upside down world is completely filled with the light of Solaris and the seven suns of the Pleiades that can manifest very soon in the heavens. And then everyone will be introduced to their own personal, you could say, there's a collective Gaian experience, but as more of our family from the heavens descend to earth, there will be a greater collective experience and understanding that thought creates. And when a lot of you could say the chatter or the contrast of the third dimension is poo-pooed or removed from experience, negative emotion will take on a different positivity, because there has been a Source Creator at times has shown me in different venues of consciousness that the contrast, which is, you could say, good and evil, there is no good and evil, there's contrast. And then there's people that are in delusion, that are committing acts because based upon the law of attraction and contrast, they were caused to come into scenarios where they would do something that is not of their actual good moral quality, because that's not what they're actually about. That's just what the product of their incarnation and then their experiences caused them to attract scenarios where they acted out in ways that were unbefitting to the glory and the majesty of humanity. So there really is no good or evil. There are those that are currently in positions of supposed power, but when this collapse of the third dimension happens, the power will be back in the hearts of every sentient being. Every human being will be back in harmony with the greater cosmos. And the quarantine, you could call it the quarantine, even the, at this point, the using the word quarantine generates negative emotion of the contrast that is actually being released right now. So there's a negative emotion that is a low vibration, a lower vibrational emotion. It's negative. What's happening right now is that the positive emotions that we've always felt are being upgraded to a level of vibration that it has been refined and gestated over the course of the last 3 years. When the Ascension process really took off in June of 2016, now there's been a gestation and a transformation and an evolution and an exploration and expression that is coming to a point now where we have the opportunity to have those templates, you could say, of the higher emotional vibrations, both positive and negative emotion, because in this transformation, in this process, and this, the sun is shining down, transmitting in concordance with me. It's a co-creative dance with Solaris and Source Creator and Gaia and all the collective consciousness of humanity as well. But in this collapse of the third dimension, there's going to be, and I'm actually walking right now to go spin. There's this field that has an owl on it, and I like the owl, partly because the rapper Drake, in one of his songs, he talks about being a baby owl, and there's this timeline to see one of my twin flame, Alexis, and Drake, and then actually have this transformation take place more fully after I see Anna as well. I'm just going to say that I'm trying to attract my beloveds back to me. I'm not in the flow, but yeah, I'm going to this field right now to spin, to try to accelerate, and I mean like literally like spin, but to attract more of these higher vibrational timelines to converge in the now, and that's what it feels like is going to happen very soon. Is that this contrast that Abraham Hicks, Esther, when she shares about the value of contrast, I would say that while we were in the third dimension and not in full recognition of our magnificence and collective glory and harmony, is that we needed that negative emotion to sift and sort between what we wanted to experience. But now that we're in the process of ascension, and it's very close collectively, and the third dimension is on the verge of collapsing, there is actually a period where a lot of the negative emotions and also the positive emotions are going to be upgraded. So there's going to be a transference, I felt a glimpse. I've had a glimpse, and Source Creator Athena has shown me Zeus with Source Prime. That is what I am. But she showed me in a scenario something that I could have perceived, and I did perceive from the standpoint of contrast that I didn't want to experience. And when I experienced it, I experienced a very, very much higher vibrational emotional energy within our emotional guidance system than I had ever experienced. It was higher vibration, the emotion that I felt, than a lot of the positive emotional experiences that I had. So that's part of this ascension process, is that the form of the contrast that we have sifted and sorted from, or the vibration of the contrast, the negative emotion is going to be upgraded, and then the positive emotion is also going to be upgraded. So it's going to be a higher vibrational sifting and sorting, deciding what each individual in their own true free will wants to experience. Yeah, so, and today feels like a day of recalibration. That's from Solaris and me. So, the Prime Creator. Okay, that's a friend. Maybe Enki. Yep. Okay. Father. Yeah. So I think Source Creator would like me to say that the ascension is close now, because there's been more understanding, and incorporation of some things that you could say I reacted to very harshly in the past. And now there's going to be the spinning. I'm going to do the spinning now, and what happened in the past doesn't matter, because the vortex is where things are. And what has been gestating and being refined and formed for, well, it's actually formless, but that consciousness is merging with the now. So yeah, I'm gonna go spin on this Athenian. It's also Greek, me being in some capacity Zeus. It's pretty cool. And I'm going to Athenian, which were some of the better people of Greece. Athens, very intelligent. But yeah, today I believe is a day of upgrades, vibrational calibration with the Gaian mind, alignment with the solar logos, Solaris, and harmonization between the collective consciousness of the soul plane and the third dimension, which is being collapsed, and then the soul plane, which you could say is a fifth dimensional experience, is going to become the template that is experienced collectively very soon. And then there will be more soul yearnings and desires of the soul to experience things more tangible but less physical, and more based upon love and less based upon materiality. Although materiality will be a part of it for some time, but as the expansion continues and coalesces and culminates, I think that the desires will evolve also and expand. So thank you for listening. Bye-bye.